Welcome along then to How to Win Series 3, the strategy guide series which will take you through every single series, giving you a detailed strategy plan for every single track in that series as well. Now this is recorded on my free to play account, which means we are doing this series guide the hardest of hard ways. No expensive boosts, or that we have a lot of, so we are really going to have to pull it out the bag. And it really depends on what you have unlocked as well. So just going into it, we've got quite a lot of coins because we've been racing hard and we had the premium pit pass. Well, people getting the pit pass. We haven't got the premium pit pass. And we've got some coins as well, 830k. Now what it is, I don't want to upgrade too much so far because I don't want to get ahead. Now Kevin Magnussen is there, currently level 2, and he is from Series 3. And we have got Yuki Tsunoda as well from Series 2. Now, a lot of these early series guides do depend on what you have unlocked. Your parts may be better than mine. It may be worse than mine. It really does depend on what you have got. Now, we are running a speed setup because we have got a speed series. Welcome along to Jules and Speed Streak Series 3. We've got Monza, Italy, which is speed and defending. We have got Baku, which is overtaking and speed. Now we could use some free boosts though, that's the bonus. We've got race number 3, race start and speed, if we get it in that order. And then finally we head off to Jeddah for 6 laps for the new 6-lap Jeddah. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into this. Now we might look at using some free boosts because that is available to you. Boosts are a massive part in this game so far because of the track stats. So make sure you watch them adverts to keep getting boosts. But let's get into a race first of all, see how we can get you walking through the strategies. So first up then, a difficult matchup for our run, and we're going to Vegas. Vegas, a very tricky track, but speed may be on our side. Because of the matchup, we might use one of the free boosts that are available, but let's see first of all how we qualify. We're going to be on the back foot, 1721, double Ferrari for the rival. So race start and speed is what the boosts say. Now I'm going to go on to hards. We will use a boost just to show you. So we are going to use probably a instinct to get a good start, and I'll use hex for the speed on Tsunoda. So free boosts that you can do as well. So the plan is to do a 2-2-2 and a 3-3, and hopefully these strategies will absolutely pick us up the win. Self-control for the rival, another set of free boosts, and if we do get a decent enough matchup, we will not be using the boosts as well. But rival's got a good start. They're away currently going round the outside, massively ahead, but we are currently P20. Haven't made any ground pretty much whatsoever. We would have liked a lot more. Hopefully the rival pushes his tyres too hard and we're going to push through this initial sector. But Kevin Magnussen, not really finding any improvement so far. We can cut back down. We've got to make sure we save that power unit up for the overtaking. And here we go for a move on Nico Hulkenberg. Can we get through? No, we can't. And hopefully our speed that we've took, especially on Yuki, and you can see the speed that Yuki's taking, Look at that beautiful speed to bring him closer to Bottas. Rival on the hard tyres. So a little bit like slipstreaming really, as Magnussen now gets into P19 and we're ahead into P22. So one thing to always remember, it's not about scoring massive points. It's about scoring more points than your opponent. But we've got work on our hands. Let's push again. See if we can go around the outside and make some places. We're going to push earlier to see if it will help. And it doesn't this time round. There's Danny Rick. Currently ahead of us, but we can't get a move. Struggling for overtakes by the look of it. How these soft tyres have not got ahead, I will never know. But finally, we are through. Rival 4 places ahead. That's going to be the difficult part. And then down the straight we will come again. Rival, we're all over the back of. We've got to hope that Yuki Tsunoda can come through, and that can be the difference. But just using the free boost as well. K-Mag coming into the pits this lap. We've saved good power unit. Can we fly one up the inside? Rival does, and so do we. We're through. K-Mag is in rival pits as well. So that is the problem sometimes. If you push too much on the hards, you will not last 3 laps. Now look what we've done with Yuki. We've managed to do the 3 laps because we haven't pushed massively. And that is why strategy will favour the brave. Rival comes out now on mediums. So maybe a bit worried about that tyre management of not being able to do 2 laps on the softs. Or they'll push a lot instead. But looking good then. So some of you might have watched this first of all thinking, oh, we're struggling a little bit here. But actually, if you're confident in your strategies, then you've got no reason to be. We are now nicely ahead. Rivals used all their power unit. We're going to try and get past Esteban Ocon. And that we do. Conserve down the straight. Tsunoda's just going to run out of tyres towards the pit. But he's not going to run out of tyres, which is good. He's now in. And what we need is to come out ahead of P19. Remember, slow pit stops for us at this series. So, coming back out, Magnussen now will go for a soft again. Tsunoda, and look at that, coming out P17 ahead of the rival. Great power unit too. So got this absolutely nailed on now. And remember, Magnussen's only just got a slight little bit of tyre boost. But you can still do 2 laps here. And this is looking solid. We're closing on the rival, potentially more speed. And we're going to try and get past on the softs. Oh, yes. This is looking very good now. Rival under pressure. So even though it was a difficult matchup, we've got to conserve down the straights when we can. Lean off towards the end. And then we can absolutely bolt as Magnussen comes out and he will pit. Remember, Tsunoda doesn't have to pit. He's done his pit stops. And now, even though he started 24th on the one-stop strategy, look how far ahead he is of the rivals. That is exactly what we needed. Rivals gone for soft tyres. And K-Mag has now jumped him as well. So we've got both cars ahead of the rival. Down the straight, you can see that speed just helping us out on the car. Just a shame overtaking isn't our strongest point. Can we get through? Another point in the bag against the rival. P11, P13. And this is going to be a great start to our series. Just shows you, focus on your strategy as well as your car, and you can run very nicely indeed. We'll push out of the final corners. We've got 1 lap to do after this. This very long Vegas track. And into it so we go. We should hopefully be able to cruise. We've pulled miles ahead. Look at Yuki now. Chances are, if you can do a 3-3 with both drivers, you're going to benefit. But when you've got around a 5-second pit stop, to try and get a 5-second gap is very tough on the same tyre. But we can push with Magnussen if we wanted to. Let's try and push him now. See if we can just sneak past. And we are past Piastri into P12. Yuki P9. Going to conserve down again with Yuki because he's comfortable. All we need to do is beat the rival. A little bit of free boost as well to help. So I don't mind using the free boosts because you should have them as well. Especially if you watch the adverts. But Yuki then will come. What a race. P24 for Yuki. And he's going to come home in P9. Kevin Magnussen, decent race as well with the extra stop. He's going to come home in P12. And we'll show you what the rival was running just so we can compare cars just to see how we did. Obviously, better strategy over the rival who comes home in P16 and P18. And let's take a look. Rival then was on the higher team score. Their drivers were common one, Leclerc and Sainz. So pretty decent enough. Obviously, Kevin Magnussen's overtaken. We've got quite low on there. And the car was a lot better than us in ways. But actually, having the right strategy, though, does play a massive part. So, We are visiting Jeddah this time, Saudi Arabia. One of the tracks that last season was 7 laps, but now it is down to 6. Now, there is a very good strategy around here, which is a free hard. But the problem is having tyre management to be able to do it. Now, if we could pick this track, we would benefit the tyre management drivers. But in this case, we can't. Now, Kevin Magnussen can do a free hard, so we will be doing that. And Tsunoda, I will do a 2-2-2. Ideally, would like to do the hards, but he can't do it. Now, look at the boost, tyre management, and speed. Now, this person is using boosts, so we're going to use a little bit of a free boost. We will use the Warrior, I think. Or let's use Downforce, shall we? And then let's use a bit of Instinct to get a good start, now that this rival's using boosts. So we're going to do our little pit trick off the start and hope for the best. Now, this rival's gone for, oh my God, Yuki Tsunoda down the outside. That is why race start is sometimes very, very good. Look at that, P11. So yes, using some boosts, free boosts, as always, to help you out. But remember, the game is very heavy free boost territory, or even any boost territory right now. So we're into P19 and remember, watch some ads and you'll get some boosts as well. We're going to cut down. Now we are going to go back. We've got a little bit of a slower car. We've only just started Series 3, not too long, so we're not as quick as the AI. And then we are going to just move back up. Now this rival's pushing very hard. They've done almost a full lap at this, and we've actually got both boosts with tyre, so Instinct looking pretty good. Where are we? Rivals back in P21 only can do 2 laps. Now we're going to push. We're going to come back for softs, do that 2-2-2. And Magnussen P19 just going to cruise. He's going to get way beneficial later on. Rivals still pushing out front massively here, as we're still in P13. Very slow exit. Magnussen moving himself up as well. So rival might get us in front, but I really do believe in this free strategy. It's so good. So as we come around the final corners, we can push out of it as Yuki pits. We'll conserve again as well. Now what we'll do is we'll push through the first sector. Make sure we do that free nicely. Downforce is okay for a little bit of extra tyre boost. And Tsunoda is now coming back out from P13. Got Ocon ahead of him. Let's see if we can just push past Ocon very quickly. And yes, we can. Up to P12. So P5, told you this free was solid. And as you can see, Magnussen would have been able to do 3 laps anyway. You can see how much tyre he's got left to confirm that. As we get IDK Bloody with a follow. I don't know, to be honest, lady, is probably if I say it wrong. I mean, give me a laugh down below for that. Literally read it exactly how it is. I'm not going to cut it out. I read it as it was. It was an easy one. I don't know, to be honest, lady. Wow. IDKTH. Madness. Maybe I should turn alerts off next time. But, aye, it makes it more fun. So, Tsunoda P9. We have got Kevin Magnussen currently sitting in 14th. Now we're ahead of the rival who's way back in P20 and got to make another stop. So that's why free is perfect round Jeddah. Make sure to conserve. Make sure to watch where I'm attacking and where I'm conserving so you can get your power unit up. You can see we're behind Stroll. We're conserving. We're not losing too much time. You can see we're actually closing with the setup we've got. And there's Tsunoda coming into the pits. As Mick Miniverni will hit. Everyone's off on alerts. Maybe I should definitely turn them off. There we go. We're clear. We're clear. But we're looking good for a win here. Magnussen will cut back down. Tsunoda in P15. Just shows you with a free boost. This rival's using Taurus, which is a premium boost. And on both drivers as well. Got good power unit. Taurus. Off memory. And we're absolutely dismantling him again. Right strategy. Right track assets. Or track stats even. And we're going to be absolutely fine. 1 lap to go. Rival's going to come past us here. That's no problem. Because we're well ahead of his other car. So that's all you got to do. Beat your opponent. Tsunoda coming round. moves up to P13. Magnussen is going to finish P7 by the look of it. Tsunoda, we can try and close, but I don't think so. We need to, because the rival is on P20. He's already just pitted. He's going to move up to around P18, potentially. And now we are clear. Run out of power unit. We're going to finish one place behind the rival. We've got Tsunoda back to P12. That's a very solid race. Told you, free hard. Absolutely beautiful round Jeddah. We've done the 2-2-2 as well, so to make sure that we don't double stack. And it is going to be absolutely perfect in this one. Magnussen 7th, Tsunoda in 12th. And we'll quickly show you the rival just so we can compare the setups. But strategy, again, key in another series race. And let's take a look as they come across the line. Decent enough points in there as well, 31. And let's show you. Rival had better driver in terms of Kevin Magnussen. They was using the low, common, high, better driver. Didn't work completely. And they had a very strong car as well. So again, strategy and our setup and drivers absolutely working perfect. So Baku for the third track to cover in this series. And it's a difficult matchup, so it'd be really good if we can put this to the test. Now we're going to have to use some free boost again. And you will know the reason for that. P23, P24. Now, overtaking and speed is key. We're going to start softs because that is going to be key. We are going to use a bit of race start, and we are going to use a bit of speed as well there. Hex and instinct. Reason we're doing the same strategy is because it's going to get dry after about 1.5 laps. So a bit of race start to help us, a bit of speed and pit time to help Tsunoda as well. And look at that race start from Kevin Magnussen, always so good to use. Now this rival is a real player because they are boosting straight from the start. However, they are not using any boosts. So our little basic boost in a tough team score matchup could massively help us. Rain inbound in 45 seconds. That's why we have gone for the softs, because next lap will be pit time. And we're going to get through past the rival nicely. So P16 and P23. Now what I'm doing is currently creating a nice little gap between my two drivers. And I'm going to just push down the straight, see if we can get Ocon. We can't. So we're going to conserve. We're not going to come into the pits just yet. Again, it's all about trusting your strategy. Look at the power unit we've got over the rivals Magnussen. And now with that speed extra from the track stats, we should be able to maybe move past Magnussen if he wasn't pushing. Again, all over the back of them. And now comes the rain. So rain coming. We're going to push Magnussen. We're not going to push Tsunoda though. We're going to let the gap still be there. As now Magnussen's into P14. So got to keep pushing here. It's going to be 3 laps on the wets. And Tsunoda has moved past the rival now. So Magnussen's in. We're going to double stack. But power unit is key. Will the rival go round? They will. Bad strategy. I know they won't want to double stack, but it's so not worth it. It's raining. It's 30%. The cutoff is around 22, 23%. And we're already back out. Tsunoda glitched, but he's back out. That faster pit time, remember, on the Hex. And the speed helping us get through. P21. Magnussen is flying. And he's got cars that are on dry tyres ahead of him. But just can't get through at the minute, weirdly. Always been a bit trickier in previous seasons to get past cars on the wrong tyres. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, let me past. I don't want to boost. And I probably should have. But there you go. There's the rival run out of tyres. And look at the speed Tsunoda has got using that speed boost. Now we said the track stats are speed. Look at the boost that they're using. We wanted Magnussen to get a good start. He did. And now Tsunoda absolutely flying. We'll leave him pushing a normal through here. Remember, still got one more track to cover. It is going to be full wet now to the end. Now, we don't want to double stack these, so we are going to pit one of them this lap. And it's probably going to be Kevin Magnussen, because look at Tsunoda, track stats, pulling him away from Kevin. Look at the gap they've made already. So you've got to get the track stats right, especially with maybe a little free boost that you can add too. But if you cannot use boosts, then you follow the same strategies that I'm following. But the problem is, a lot of real players have worked out that boosts are absolutely vital. So if you haven't got the free boost, make sure to watch the adverts. Try and get any free boost you can from crates, wherever. But Yuki Tsunoda, P12. Looking pretty good. Nearly 100% power unit. As it lags a little bit. Magnussen's out P20. Now, these rivals have still got to pit, so our strategy is looking perfect. We read the debrief. It said rain in a minute. That's 2 laps at Baku, and we've absolutely done that perfect. I said a lap and a half, and it was true. And now, Magnussen is in a bit of traffic, but the rival will have to pit. And they'll have to pit next lap. And we are destroying them now. P14 Tsunoda. With a full power unit. That is being burnt to shreds now. Magnussen, P16. And Tsunoda flying. Look at the gap he has pulled. He is closing down massively on the cars ahead. Again, conserve down the straight. Get some of that power unit back. And we can start attacking again. As some people do come in the pits. And Tsunoda now up to P10. So all we needed to do was beat the rival, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to leave Tsunoda pushing now, because why not? Rival's got a pit. There he is, and we've left him for dead. P9 Tsunoda. P15 for Magnussen. Can we get another place for a bit of fun? Fernando Alonso, yes we can, P8. So P8 for Tsunoda, he'll come across the line. Nice little win this one. Again, just the free boosts. Sometimes they're an absolute must. We'll show you what the rival's running as well as. We've got one track left to cover, which I think could be Monza, if memory serves me correctly. But across the line, K-Mag for victory. Rival well out the back, only P21 and P23. So let's show you as well what the rival is pushing and show you that strategy and a small boost can play an absolute part. 27 points here in Series 3. Using very early Series 3 and lower drivers. And you can see a nice little gold crate as well. Now drivers, the rival was way better on the driver front, as you can see. And their car was pretty much better. But remember, it's a speed track. So speed usually does help. So then, heading to Monza for the final race of this Speed Streak Series 3 series. Series 3 series. Why not say series as many times as you can? So another, looks like it was a matchup that was very, very quick. So another real player. And we're on the back foot again. So you know what that means. If you're always on the back foot, get some of them free stuff on. And it's a wet Monza indeed. Defending and speed. Now, I'm going to use the free ones again. I'm going to use Hex, and I'm going to use for a overtaking, probably Hex again. I'm going to double Hex this. Like, why not double Hex it? Rivals using boosts as well. You can see they've gone past the 20-second mark, so usually that tells us they're using boosts. So a series full of free boosts. As you can see, the higher series you go, the more players learn that boosts are required. Tulip and Warrior boost for the rival. We're going to hope to get a good start, and we do get a good start. It is Yuki Tsunoda going straight through the middle, and rival is there. Now what we're going to do, first of all, 8-lap race at Monza. It is a 3-3-2 or a 2-3-3. You don't want to double stack. And that's certainly what we don't want to do. But we're going to make good use of this speed from Yuki and the Hex boost. And we're going to move through into P14. So P14 We're going to watch our tyres. Remember, you need about 33% a lap to do 3 laps. As Yuki comes into the corner, can't get past the RB car. And down the straight we go, and he overtakes down the straight. Now, that's something we didn't see last year. Speed absolutely taking us past Danny Rick there. Again, we've picked the right setup with the speed setup. And it's a case of picking then the best strategy to go as well. See, now Magnussen is out in P19. Magnussen, we know, struggles with overtaking, but he's got the hex boost. So what we can do now is pit him, undercut, and he will be beautiful. We're going to use all that 50% power unit in 1 lap and just absolutely push to do that cut. Yuki down the straight, P12, gaining on the pack again. Now, Magnussen is the only car in. That's by design. Because where he came from, P19 I think it was, watch this. So 50% we are on. We're going to push. And we're going to push Tsunoda. See if we can get another car with Tsunoda. Power unit running low though. So just going to micromanage Kevin through this sector. So everybody is going to come in, by the way, on lap 3. As you can now see. Everybody pretty much in there. K-Mag coming around the final turn. Tsunoda P10. And you see, Tsunoda's coming out P9. Now, he didn't want a double stack. And there goes Kevin Magnussen doing the alternative strategy. As you hear that sometimes in F1, the alternate strategy. P11 for Magnussen. Look where the rival came out double stacking back in P19. So P8, P11. Just got to keep at it. The rival can come past if they want. But he's got good power unit. He's probably actually in a really good position with that Bottas as well. Maybe our speed boost just holding him up a little bit. And there's Magnussen in the background as well. So he's going to pit. He'll go to the back again. Or maybe towards the back. Conserve down the straightish straights. Or the bendy straights. Just gain some of that power unit back if you can. Now Tsunoda's doing a good job of holding up Bottas here. Magnussen's almost closed. And again, power unit time. Trying to come past down the straight. Reminds me of the old Sauber livery, this guy's car. And then again, coming out, just rescuing that power unit as much as we can. And then down the straight. Magnussen's in. So Magnussen, the undercutter. The very powerful undercutter. And where's he going to come out? Where's the rival? And he's going to come out ahead of the rival. And the rival still has to pit. The power of the undercut is the power of knowing. That is key. Rival's got to pit. And we're already ahead of him. So that's a good 10-12 seconds made up just by undercutting. Tsunoda. The rivals started pushing. But we're in a comfortable position now. Because Magnussen's going to get back ahead of a lot of cars. Remember when he undercutted and they went through? He was P12. Let's see where Magnussen comes this time. Down the straight we go. Magnussen is now up to P10. Doesn't have to pit, remember. So a beautiful undercut. Rival is ahead of us on P8, but the chances of that rival then getting back to like P12 is very, very slim. Yuki can push as well. So might just be in the bag, this one already. Nice use of boosts, using the right boosts for the right track. Overtaking in speed. And a bit of pit time in there to help the cause too. And yeah, Rival's now P8. And yeah, they're out in P17. They've got a full power unit, so they might push still. But what he's got, if we stick P7, so now he's 1 position ahead. If we can keep going, maybe we can catch P8. But he's got to get to like P13 if he wants to win this now. We can see the car ahead, but I don't think we've got the pace to catch. That quickly, we haven't. We'll push on both though. It's going to be a solid race for this Series 3. P9, P10. Rival's going to come home what looks to be P16. And remember, they only finished 1 place ahead of us. So that means if they want to win, they need to finish at least one place again behind us. So they would have to finish in P11 or P12. And we're going to take victory. Get in. What a race. So let's take a look. 31 points, 4 points better off than that rival. It was 311 team score. But let's look again. Driver, Valtteri Bottas this time. So we had a slightly better driver in our Kevin Magnussen. But the car, again, way better. I wouldn't say way better, only slightly better than ours. It was just their drivers that let him down a little bit. And in the end, it paid absolutely dividend. Right strategy. And that is absolutely perfect to complete Series 3. And we will be heading off shortly to Series 4. We only need 3 flags to unlock, but we've won and showed you how to destroy all players with the help of some free boosts on Series 3.